rolling hills bathed in golden sunlight, cypress trees reaching for the endless blue sky, the air thick with the scent of grapes and olives. This was Tuscany, a land where time seemed to move a little slower, a place where beauty whispered in every breeze. Nestled among the vineyards, an old stone villa stood overlooking the valley. Sunlight streamed through the open windows, illuminating a spacious studio filled with easels, canvases, and the tools of an artist. This was Elena's temporary home, a sanctuary where she sought solace and inspiration. Elena, a talented sculptor, had arrived from the bustling city, her heart heavy with unspoken grief. The Tuscan countryside, with its serene beauty and timeless charm, promised a refuge, a place to heal and rediscover her passion. The villa, with its weathered stone walls and terracotta roof, exuded a sense of history and tranquility. It was as though the very walls whispered stories of artists who had found solace and inspiration within its embrace. Each morning, Elena would wake with the sunrise. She'd step out onto the terrace, a steaming cup of coffee in hand, and breathe in the crisp morning air. The Tuscan landscape, awash in the soft golden light of dawn, filled her with a sense of peace she had almost forgotten. Days were spent exploring the nearby villages, their cobblestone streets bustling with life. She'd wander through local markets, the air filled with the aroma of fresh produce and fragrant cheeses. Evenings were dedicated to her art. With each stroke of her chisel, each curve etched into the clay, Elena poured her emotions onto the canvas. In the solitude of her studio, she found solace, the silence broken only by the rhythmic tapping of her tools. Yet, as the days melted into weeks, a new sound began to weave itself into the fabric of Elena's Tuscan evenings. Every night, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the valley, the haunting melody of a violin would drift through the open windows of her studio. The music was haunting and beautiful, filled with a depth of emotion that resonated deep within Elena's soul. It seemed to rise from the very heart of the Tuscan countryside, echoing through the vineyards and whispering secrets on the evening breeze. Drawn by the allure of the music, Elena found herself standing by the window each night. She would lose herself in the melody, her own sorrows and anxieties fading into the background. One particularly clear evening, as the last rays of sunlight painted the sky in hues of orange and purple, Elena decided to follow the music. She stepped out of the villa and into the vineyard, her heart pounding with a mixture of curiosity and anticipation. As she walked deeper into the vineyard, the music grew louder. The haunting melody seemed to beckon her forward, promising solace and perhaps a glimpse into the soul of the mysterious musician. The music led her to a small clearing nestled among the vines. There, bathed in the soft glow of the setting sun, sat a young man, his eyes closed in concentration as his bow danced across the strings of his violin. He was completely absorbed in his music, his body swaying gently to the rhythm. Elena stood, mesmerized, afraid to break the spell by making her presence known. As the last note faded into the stillness of the evening, the young man opened his eyes and saw Elena standing at the edge of the clearing. For a moment they simply stared at each other, the unspoken language of music bridging the space between them. I heard you playing," Elena stammered, her voice barely a whisper. The young man smiled, his eyes warm and inviting. "And I? You sculpting?" he replied, gesturing towards the small sketchbook in her hand. "The music, it seems, led us both to this place."